This is going to still be fun. We're still going to talk about things with Ruby, but I need to get something out. I need to get it out now because you're going to notice I'm not as boisterous as I usually am. Anyone that has followed this channel for a myriad of things knows that I'm not too against bringing up things in my personal life. And the only time, to my knowledge, on this channel or anything I've been involved with that I brought up with the fact that I attempted suicide at one point, I believe, was during the episode where it happens with Rossiu and Gurren, when I brought it up with Mike. I know that there's other storyline implications between this, but for the love of everything, and I'm going to put it in the comments of this video, 988. It's a suicide help hotline that is available 24 hours a day, 1,000% confidential. If you need help, call someone, please. You will never know how much someone is going to miss you until you are gone or almost gone. Please, for the love of God, talk to someone. Anyone. Okay. The other thing that I want to get out before we do this, and I am going to show it right away before we talk about moments here. If I find out where the crap that it's not there. Where is it? It's there. I didn't know that he did a voice in this, but I'd be really remiss if I didn't mention rest in peace to Billy Kametz. I didn't know. I figured Roman was going to be back during this, but I didn't know that he was going to be voicing Roman. I just figured that Gray was not going to be back because whatever happened. The person that probably me and Isao would know him best from is that he voiced Josuke Higashikata from Part 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, just all intents and purposes, I've heard from him that he's the absolute one of the nicest guys on the planet, and I don't exactly know what happened, but yeah, rest in peace, Billy. But anyway, so before we get into things, normally this would be the point in the part where I would ask about people's favorite parts of an episode, but that is not the term of phrase that I'm going to use because there really didn't exist in this. So I guess we could just say, what was your least triggering thing that you liked about the episode? Miss Blake, go ahead.
Oh gosh. So I have the love and hate of seeing like Roman. Like it was good. I was glad to see Pyrrha, but at what cost?
Yep, I finally got to see Pyrrha in the Maya engine.
And for me, the cat, I'm just mind blown because Robbie voices a cat and Robbie voices a catchy, and pretty much literally what happens in Persona 5 happened in this episode with the cat type of moment, and that's why I was like, why? I should have saw it coming and I didn't.
Oh, there's parallel to another cat that I wanted to stomp its fucking head in. I watched it.
I saw your tweet before the recording, and I'm like,
it's a mammoth accomplishment for you to make me hate a cat in an animation as much as I hated that fucking cat. But
I told you guys the cat. I told you not to trust the cat, and you guys didn't believe me.
No, I said I was waiting until I had concrete proof, and I got concrete proof.
And we also learned that RWBY can do horror.
Yeah, but
my God, but it was so beautiful, the animation. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be scared or like admire it. I don't know.
I don't know either. But one other thing that I was going to mention at the start of this before that, no one at Rooster Teeth is going to see this. Can almost guarantee no one is. But if you do, you need to be a lot more specific on your warnings.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, themes wasn't a good enough descriptor. Because I'm not a person that's normally that easily to affect, and I couldn't breathe for 20 minutes after watching this.
A lot.
But anyway, yeah.
Like I was
Hats
like,
off to the animation team
yeah.
for this episode because it was really good. But anyway, Raven, your least triggering moment of the episode.
It wasn't the episode, it was the fact when I logged onto Crunchyroll, you just see Ronan right there in the
Yeah.
And then
don't worry.
they-
Don't worry. They
they
changed it to
fixed
Penny,
it.
Pyrrha, and Leo.
Then they changed it again to a back shot of Ruby's head. It recently has been changed again. But
How? You literally could have just shown a picture of Blake, Yang, and Weiss and John in the 2 seconds that they had in screen outside of that house.
Like when they're still like that paper pleasers.
How do you do that?
It's Crunchyroll.
They were saying it was Crunchyroll that it wasn't anyone in Ruby's on.
Yeah,
I know it wouldn't have been because the first thing I saw when I woke up was Miles tweeting, "Are you serious with the spoiler in the title card?"
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was my least triggering thing. It's like, let's spoil the whole episode in one shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
like when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, the thumbnail, guys! I'm scared."
I did also like the fact that they brought in elements from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did a really huge homage to Roman Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the other non-triggering thing I like.
I know about it, and I still need to read it. Okay.
Do it.
So I need to buy the thing. I want to get a physical copy. I kind of got burnt out on doing some things for a while, and that led to that. But anyway, so, okay, the little thing at the start that hurt, but I got it because I pretty much knew 90% of what was going to happen. That last 10%, which the fact that Summer is not here, because oh boy, do I want our new favorite side character to become the cat.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I will say I know that Summer and you were happy to have this character back, but there was 2 characters at that tea party that made literally no sense to be there. None at all.
Why was Lionheart there?
Lionheart and
No
Clover
offense.
make no sense for RWBY to bring them up, for Neo to bring them up. Neo didn't even know Clover existed.
Unless her power has somehow become telepath. Yeah, she had no way.
She had no way. No, and if it would have been telepath, you know who would have been there? Summer and Ty.
Ah!
Yeah.
That was literally them filling up blank spaces. That is the only thing that actively irritated me. There was no point in them being there. There's literally none. At all. Every other person there had a tie to make RWBY upset. And I have a feeling for why Summer wasn't there, obviously, other than Neo not coming up with it, because I'm pretty sure she's going to be in episode 9 or 10.
She better be.
Because of what the Curious Cat said, I have a real good idea of what Ascending is.
Like, what Lionheart, I could kind of understand her knowing because, see, Lionheart was, like, kind of working for Salem.
Well, I get that, but, like, everyone that was there, she felt guilty that she screwed over. I don't think Lionheart had a line.
No, he was just there to be there.
No, he was
but, like, he was there to shoot at her. Salem because with the
yeah, and that was like, I get it, she's there, but if I was RWBY, I'd be, if anything, happy he died. He betrayed the whole group. That was his entire plot line, was helping Salem. That was just the only thing where I was like, guys, you had a full crew. You could have just chopped those 2 off and it would have been fine.
Anyway, wasn't like RWBY kind of to blame for Clover's death a bit?
No, Crow was, because he took it easy on him. He told him not to. They fought the whole way through. It was him and Clover and
then Tyrion.
Getting in an argument, and then Tyrion took advantage of it. If anyone should feel bad about Clover, it should be Crow.
Oh, he's still going through it. Oh dear God! I wonder how they're doing. Oh dear God!
Oh, don't worry, we'll find out next volume.
Speaking of people, How's Rose Garden people doing? How's Nelson Bowles people doing? How's the Oscar Protector Squad doing? Didn't know Impulsive B. I was slacking for 2 years. I didn't know we had to protect out there in this fucking fake world. We don't get a break. Poor Oscar.
I was
Yeah.
not expecting to see Oscar.
Even though it's not.
I was not expecting to see Oscar.
But Neo did see that kind of relationship they had briefly.
Oh no, that
and
Oscar
just
makes
playing
sense.
on that.
Oscar
Oh,
actually makes
But
sense.
we didn't know
Yeah.
like Oscar was gonna like die.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't
Yeah.
like it made no sense for him to be there. Of all people, he should have, and that's why when he wasn't there at first, I'm like, did they forget? No, they didn't.
Like
No,
we
they wanted
didn't know
to
that
fuck with
Penny
them.
was gonna do that. Like low key
Yeah.
confess, you know, we didn't know some both at what cost people. Rose Garden that was.
But it's like we're gonna okay, so here's the thing. Neo basically has to die if that didn't kill her. Because it's to the point now where if she has one of, if not the most broken semblance in the show.
Yeah.
She created an entire mansion and 8 people to fight for her because she was bored. Part of me thinks that she's
to
just
have RWBY
done.
to have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, and like I forgot about it until someone reminded me and I watched the interview. Neo wasn't originally planned in the show. She was literally created last minute for an episode based off a gender-bent version of Roman to give him a muscle.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So far in this volume, 2 people that they've been looking most forward to seeing is Neo, who was added last minute, and Summer, who Jeff Williams, I found out the exact thing, I had to look back on it, came up with. During the music video, Jeff Williams told Monty, hey, it'd be really cool if you put Summer being her mom being the person she visits in the grave. So Neo had literally no plans for her mom at all at the start of the show. And now they're the 2 most people that they're looking forward to in this volume are people that were last minute additions.
Yeah.
Freaking great.
But like,
okay.
How the episode ended with Neo, I feel like Neo will have some type of redemption arc to where like, or like he says like heals, like you know how, I guess like my best example would be like if you see the movie Meet the Robinsons,
Yeah.
and how like he says like I gotta like grow up and move forward, and then he just leaves. I feel like Neo needs that type of redemption.
That's another thing though, but and this is my brain trying to process this. It needs to be extreme in order for it to work. She just spent 20 minutes bringing up every person a person ever loved and convinced a person to kill themselves. You need to do some unbelievably heavy lifting for me to give a rat's ass about Neo redeeming herself. Because I'm going to be honest, that's the worst thing anyone's done in this entire show. Nothing even comes remotely close. Because that's real life shit that just happened there. Outside of literally conjuring them up, no one on this show, Salem included, has done anything as bad as that.
Nope.
That's a minor that just got talked into committing suicide. And I'm okay with people getting redemptions like Emerald. Hell, if they talk Salem into it, whatever.
Like if it's done right.
No. Or unless she just kills herself to kill that cat, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
that's what I was thinking. Like she would have to take her own life in order to save herself.
Yeah, because she's just at this point, and like I get it.
Unless like the tree like makes her like a son type of thing.
I don't know. Again, it's gonna take a lot. But either way, realizing right away that it didn't help. And that her friends still came to RWBY even after she was going through all this. Neo literally didn't have a life outside of Roman. And it took her till now to realize it. And I get that that's a mistake. But
And like pretty much her going after Ruby and everything, that gave her purpose. So like once she did it, she just sat there like broken, like
yeah,
now what? Like she never thought like, okay, what will you do after you like defeat her? And she never thought of it until she's like, oh shit,
didn't.
now what?
She thought she'd feel better, and she didn't. And okay, so then we finally the writing in this volume, despite that, I think I will literally never be able to watch this episode again. Not because it's bad, because it portrayed suicide in a rather accurate manner. That's the writing in this volume period, I think might be my favorite volume at all.
It's been very phenomenal.
It's been good. They've pulled all the stops. They've taken all they finally have their crap together, and they're realizing that just what they wanted. But okay, because the not wanting to be yourself anymore, that is the key thing. It's not wanting to be around. It's you start not seeing what other people see, and every one of those people, James Ironwood included, would not have said all that shit. Like, give or take, I think Ironwood has the stupidest semblance they've ever come up with. It's basically OCD. Even in his whatever state, like, he wouldn't outright, he would say their plan was dumb, but in a good state of mind, wouldn't have said that shit. And we'll get into what I think is going to happen with that exact group of people later on. But, yeah, the ascending thing, all right, hold on. We're just gonna, we're gonna keep talking about this stuff. I might as well bring the pictures up. Where is, okay. Here we go. Bring in window, entire screen.
At what cost, Ross and Bolts? At what cost? At what cost, Rose Garden? At what fucking cost, man?
Okay, so
like, stop it.
What I was gonna say was the never knowing what was actually going on in this volume is something I greatly appreciated, because during the entire thing we've been, oh yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. They've been getting lied to basically every other turn about what happens and what the whole what I want to say, that the excuse me, what ascension is, what this, that, and the other thing. And now in the last volume, or the last episode, the paper pleasers kind of talked about how they believe ascension is a good thing.
It's like
and I'm starting to think that it is a good thing, because the Curious Cat didn't want Ruby to ascend. Because if you ascend is when you're dying or at your lowest, and ascending would have helped that person get back to a better form. He wanted someone that could be completely drained down and then take their body over. She was hoping with Ruby. And yeah, so, and we'll get into it with what I want to say in the pictures, obviously, but yeah, this, I know I've mentioned Gurren a ton of times, but do you know what happened in episode 8 of Gurren Lagann?
Nope. Yep.
Okay. Do you know what happened at the end of that 3-episode arc? A brand new, vitalized, realizing what was up with him and what he needed to be, Simone came back, recharged and ready. And you know what has not happened in this show yet? From the intro and trailers, there's a giant shot of a red comet coming down on the tree and exploding in a giant aura. I'm just saying, either next episode or the one after, we might finally get that Gurren Lagann reference I was hoping for.
people were also saying that in the trailer we heard like a voice, like, "Don't you want to like take off the coat?" We haven't seen the.
That's the literal only
Yeah.
part of the trailer we haven't seen in the
Yep.
show.
And
Everything else is
Ruby
there.
and Ruby on the bridge
Mhm.
from the
From the
opening.
intro,
Yeah.
which I have that in the pictures too. Someone's theory about that. Okay, where are we here? Oh boy. And then wasn't expecting that, but I do tell
No.
you,
Little fell down the hole with her.
he did. And I was going to bring that up. But Little literally trying to feed off the curious cat, calling him not a friend, like at the very, very last part there. I just, I was not expecting that whatsoever. Like, I understand it's just a mouse, it's still a character that everyone liked. That actually took me off guard. Because that episode was dark enough. And just literally, when this next volume comes up, I'm putting a gun to Summer's head to not like a character that I like.
Every time she likes a character, look what happens, babe.
It does. It does.
Please
It does.
let her stop liking characters unless it's Cinder.
Yes, and but yeah,
Oh boy.
a lot of people are thinking, and in their own minds, also, this is the most beat up a character's actually looked, like actual bodily damage.
Yeah.
They've basically just had them get hit, even with their aura gone. And a lot of them are thinking that, like, obviously all this ascension / suicide type thing happened when she was looking right at Yang, and it did, but someone brought up, and I kind of agree,
Yeah.
she might have done it because she was just done, but also in that moment,
She doesn't
there's a
know
distinct
what's
possibility she has
real and
no
what's
idea
like
who
a
was real,
Neo. Yeah.
who or what was real. And that was just, oh god, that was really rough. That was really fucking rough. And I just that was
boy.
as creepy as that was. That might have been the most well animated thing the crew's ever done.
Yes, that's why I'm like, it's so cool and creepy, but I love it, but I don't know if I'm supposed to love it.
I never would have thought that was going to happen. At all.
I was thinking more like, oh, maybe we can have more of a feminine voice come out, and maybe we can actually finally hear Neo's voice. But no, the cat ruined it.
No, I didn't think they were going to inhabit Neo's body.
But my friend brought this up, and when my friend brought this up, I was like, oh dear God. When the cat was trying to go into Ruby, the cat was going through the heart because Ruby's heart was broken.
Neo has no voice.
Neo was so broken that she couldn't speak type of metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's why the cat was going into the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. You want to talk about people having breakdowns, just wait till the next episode happens, because she literally couldn't stand on her own 2 feet. Blake had to hold her up at the end of that. And everyone.
Like she literally was like a little sister that she raised pretty much herself.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone for saying that no one stepped in. It happened in 2 seconds, and to this day, anyone that watches RWBY Every Realize doesn't actually know what shock is. Because they just walked in 2 minutes and examined an entire situation of random clones of people they've never met, and then Ruby on the floor. And they have no idea what's in that tea. Because guess what? It's never been presented as tea before. So don't misconstrue that. Please don't. I'm not going to go on the rant that I did last week because I don't have the emotional energy in me to do it, but don't do that. Not in this episode, don't do that. Just don't. But anyway, so the person that I was not expecting to have Billy Campions voicing
It was so good.
It was.
Yeah.
It really was. And I hope I get to see a better version of this person in the next volume.
At what cost? We wanted to see her, but at what cost? I hate it here. I really do.
You
Thanks.
and me both.
Thanks,
Mhm.
Ruby. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
You and me both. And the just one thing that someone brought up that I truly appreciate with Weiss, if even with doing good comments, and I think I have it in here to give the exact credit to the person that brought it up, even giving someone good comments can be toxic at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
If you overload responsibility onto someone and then never alleviate it, you can do irreparable damage to someone because that shit builds.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with me. And you just get consumed by it and you don't think about anything that's all around you. So, yes, it is good to compliment and heap praise on people, but you need to just, after a while, you got to realize when too much is too much. And yeah. Anyway, so the cat wanted the people from Remnant to feel like they were lost on purpose so they could hitch a ride back to Remnant with them. John had something to wait for, and then Team Ruby showed up, of course, so they made Japs their hopeless situation was. So that was part of why people were thinking he didn't hitch on to Jean because John still had somewhat of hope. Oh, dear God. All right, so. Also, good God, what each character says applies to that character, too. Ironboard, do you ever stop to think that even in your best intentions that you might have done more harm than good? Ozpin, how many more lives do you have to ruin before you realize you're not cut out to save anybody? Like, those are sticking out in my mind the most because they also so heavily apply to them. Ironwood is the best intentions, but never stopped to actually think. He never thought about whether or not he might do more harm than good. And Ozpin, God, this poor man hates himself. He thinks he ruins lives. He won't argue that he kind of does. He knows that he's not cut out to save anyone, and he's not who Hiroki was as Ozma anymore. Hell, he's not even Ozma anymore. He hates himself so much. And pretty much everyone that said anything to Ruby, just that's not how they thought. And I was just kind of like, it's accurate. You just wouldn't have said that. Don't worry, I've got the Redhead Hell update on there too. I had to find some things to cheer me up because my God, this volume wasn't doing it.
Nope.
All right. Forget-me-nots, true and undying love, remembrance during partings or after death, a connection that lasts through time, fidelity and loyalty on a relationship. Despite the separation of the challenges, this usual Greek name means mouse ear, which is a pretty little description of the shape of the flower's small petals. Thinking about the many retellings of Little Red Riding Hood, thinking about how the grim version is the moral of the story is not to stray from the path you were given or you could get hurt. Thinking about how the woodcutter huntsman in many of the versions of Little Red Riding Hood's story uses an axe to cut open the wolf and free Little Red Riding Hood. Thinking about how we've already seen an axe. Thinking about Ruby ascending and realizing she isn't just little helpless Red Riding Hood who went too far off the beaten path and made so many mistakes that she is a huntsman. She gets to choose her story as a happy ending or not. She is a huntress. All right. And then the obvious thing that we got, the God wait lines from the trailer. What if we could leave Ruby Rose behind? Shed like an old coat. What'll happen if you don't? A lot of people think that the blacksmith is in the actual tree, and that when you go there, you do whichever. But someone, and in case I didn't put it in here, someone brought up that, and I agree with it wholeheartedly, that the Curious Cat said that you guys don't understand. The tree isn't a place you go, it's a place you know. They're kind of thinking that you get sucked up and then you get brought to a version of a place that you know well, and then through your mental state kind of decide what you're going to become when you ascend. I'm kind of banking that she's going to go to Summer's Grave.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we might actually finally get to hear Summer talk.
Oh, we better.
Because if anyone's going to smack any sense into her,
It'll be summer.
it's going to be Summer. All right. Okay, wait. What if the Jabberwocker's purpose in the Ever After was to eat the curious cat to stop him from escaping? You know the cat is terrified of it too, as it'd be the only thing stopping it from leaving. All right. But can we discuss what the cat meant by "you still understand it's a place you go"? Oh, yeah. Is them being cryptic? Are they telling Ruby that they actually know the tree? Is it actually help them getting out? What does it mean? Imagine Ruby ending up in her childhood home. I'll lose my fucking mind. Please let her go to where Summer is alive and she could be a kid again and everything is lovely. Quick small theory on what might happen in the next episode. Pretty sure we're getting this scene next. Another Punderstorm getting activated, probably by Neo, helped by the curious cat, to have no one-on-one bridge scene with Ruby. Because technically, we didn't get this part of that scene. They literally just walked on waterfalls. We didn't have this twisty bullshit. So that's another part for an intro that we haven't had. Since she was sent to the tree, I'm betting that Summer Rose is in the next episode. Like Ruby wakes up in her home, sees Summer baking cookies and able to unravel, and she's able to help her little Rose one last time. And what Blake
Because I so important. I was like, God damn it, it's Persona all over again.
Yep.
Yep.
Catchy kitty.
I'm cursed with curiosity. I need to know why my makers left me here only to leave and make all of. Someone brought up, and I kind of agree. I always had the idea that the Ever After was basically Remnant's recycling bin. Yeah. No, I think the Ever After is in the Remnant recycling bin. Because I could be wrong, but I agree with the person that brought this up. That was the first crack at the gods making a world, and then they threw it.
Then like, I don't like this. Let's start all over from the beginning.
Yeah. And then all the Ambrosius told them not to fall, and then because they go to basically the recycling bin where everything else is, and like we talked about redemption stories, if the brothers screwed up 2 worlds and then just left, I might side with Salem over them. Because after a while, even if that woman's whatever, I somehow still hate her less than Cinder.
Yeah.
Because at least someone screwed her life up. And not the other way around. Sorry, everyone. You're never going to make me feel bad for Cinder. That thing was she was a busted light bulb straight from the manufacturer. And someone brought that up also. I didn't think about that. What if those are acres inside the Ever After? I didn't think about that. Because they all have to go through portals that you can only open up if you have the maiden.
Oh.
That's pretty locked away. And they're all random landscapes. And we've only not seen one of them. No? 2 of them. 2 of them, sorry. But, yeah, we'll see. The cat and the gods doing the cat doing all because the gods left them there just like Remnant. Also, someone had the same idea as me. Any of you have watched Madoka Magica?
You'll know.
I wanted to strangle that fucking cat.
If you watch Madoka Magic, you'll understand. That's just leave it like that, Ty.
I wanted to strangle that fucking cat with its own ears. And the worst part, that cat's open and honest about it being a douchebag. You'll find out.
The cat is a catchy in cat form, and it's the same person voicing them.
I hate that cat.
I love him, but I hate him right now.
fact that Neo as Penny had to be like, I died up there, didn't I? Because technically Neo doesn't know. You have to figure Penny's not with him. Oh, I got that in there already. Never mind. All right. I don't think Ruby knew what was happening at first, or likely in shock from seeing her beaten up and, standing there, destroyed building, or the teacup was literally confusing until she suddenly was gone and they realized it. That's kind of what I went with.
Yeah.
And what was brought up.
Little fell too.
So,
and the teacup.
Yes. The teacup. It's important.
Rip teacup.
I didn't see that till someone slowed it down.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that Blake did that.
Yeah, I was like, that's actually kind of cool. All right, I think the cat was saying that because all he wanted was Ruby's body, so I believe the tree can indeed be a good thing if you are not from there. Because we haven't actually seen what happens to a non-Afteran that gets ascended.
And no one knows what happened to Alex and the brother when they went to the tree.
No, at this point, I don't even know what the cat, because the cat said that they got that. He got a different story than John did of what happened.
Yes,
and
no one really knows what happened.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with what we learned in the episode. The tree doesn't kill, it's a resurrection. Ruby will come back renewed. She's not an Afteran. What does that mean for her? Basically that. Ruby has always been the one to get us through the hard times. We say things like, we believe in you and we count on you. I wish you said that in person. Okay. Gosh dang it. What the heck happened? Okay. Yeah. But anyway, okay. Neo was determined to avenge Roman's death as an end goal. In reality, Ever After allowed her to be free, to have control of her life, to be with Roman again and be appreciated. She didn't want to be alone anymore. It's just...
I need to know! The whole time I was like, what is happening? What is going on? Why are there Persona references in my RWBY?
I want to kill this fucking cat. Kill that fucking cat.
So
done. I'm so done. I want to kill that fucking cat.
Same energy. Baby.
And then, yeah. But, okay, so. One thing that I wanted to bring up, and what I think will actually happen, is that I doubt they brought Jen Brown and her first name's Taylor. Can't think what her last name is.
Sarah Strong?
No, Taylor, the girl that voices Penny. That when she's ascending, I think they might double dip with them and actually have her see those people in a not fixed and very made to be not truthful situation. Like it might be an entire episode of just Ruby going through her life since she became a huntress in training. Going through moments of like the way she saw them, and then show her that she did the best she could kind of deal, like with Penny, Pyrrha, and all of that, to show that like none of them that are upset with her for trying and failing, because it is what it is. So I'm kind of thinking that entire episode is just going to be her basically going down memory lane and getting shown that her perspective on stuff is wrong. Because that's another big part of Suicide People, is that your perspective gets incredibly warped and you stop seeing things that are even common sense to see them the way that they are. So, kind of think that's what's going to happen. It's the only other thing I can honestly think of as... What else do I have written here other than that? Do you two think that before they're gone, they might actually learn if it is actually how it is that the gods made this place and left it?
I don't know.
Because they didn't put that line in there to get forgotten about, because I don't know who's going to bring that back up. but that's a really important line.
Yeah.
And
Plot twist is a relic.
well,
Imagine.
yeah, 'cause only ones we still don't know where the beacon relic is. And yeah, well, that one lets you see things at a certain point. Hold on. Let me make sure that I have that right. The beacon relic, which supposedly an axe, someone thought, but it actually looks like a sword. But all right. Choice grants its user visions of the future. Visions of random cannot be controlled. And then the one of destruction, which is at Shade Academy, where they'll be when they reunite with all of the Vacuo folks.
Wonder
But
how that goes.
yeah, but yeah, so if maybe that relic was in the Ever After, that's why they couldn't find it. It's in the tree, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be a
Because
cool place to put it.
that would be because unless you fell off the side of that bridge, I don't know how else you're getting in the Ever After.
Or it could be like Kingdom Hearts, like Organization 13, but it's actually 14. What is this actual relic in the tree that no one knew about? My work here is done.
You know, I think I like it less when you try to tie things to Kingdom Hearts than when you try to tie things to JoJo. All right.
I didn't mean to
Anyway.
do it to bother you.
Anyway. So, any other anything? I got nothing.
Two things. One, the photo that you sent us in the chat. We know what Neo likes now.
Sorry, that was a great comic relief moment.
Also,
like we needed it.
Also, can you bring up the photo of RWBY on the floor for a moment? Just bring up a photo of RWBY on the floor.
Oh god.
Real quick. Just do it. I can't. You're in charge, not me. Well, now she's lying on the cold hard ground. Oh!
Oh god! Get out of here!
You wanted the comic relief. Here it is. These are the jokes.
I'm sorry.
I don't get paid enough.
Better one. Ty had the better one. I sent it to a lot of my friends, and they loved it. They said they needed it.
I don't know if I should.
It's your video. It's your video, man.
That one's a little crass. There might be children that watch this. I can't put that out there. No, I can't put that. Yeah, we're not doing that.
You were like Aging made a beautiful comic. Well, now we know Neo. Now we know that the cat got her tongue.
Neo might like the late carpet. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all, I don't remember where I plucked that photo from. I'm pretty sure it was Twitter, but
because I saw it on Twitter 2 minutes later after you sent it.
There's a picture of Curious Cat and Neo. All someone did was add some text, and it put it in a whole new light, and it made me laugh when I couldn't breathe. So it brought some much-needed comic levity to me. But again, there might be a person that is of age that I don't want to see that. I'll leave that stuff to fanfiction.com. All right. Blake, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Keep1102, where I'm trying to figure out what is going on RWBY. As always.
Raven, where can everyone find you?
On Instagram as Fiery Summers Cosplay and Fiery Summer Books.
You can find me everywhere on Organoid Zero, mostly on Twitch and YouTube. We have 2 episodes left.
No!
Fear.
This feels like this has shot by so fast.
It did.
Everyone, just keep watching. For love of God, keep watching. Just support the show, please.
I'm hoping the last 2 episodes are really long.
I'm hoping we got a decent length on these because
like 16 minutes is not enough, especially what's going on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't one of you guys tell me, or I remember us finding out? Didn't we find out that I could totally blow it? The last two are longer. That's why we got less episodes.
Yeah, I think one of someone said it. I don't remember who.
Yeah, they did. I remember a while back they did mention like the last 2 or 3 episodes going to be longer than normal. I'm really hoping it's true because oh my god, we watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Neo as a creepy cat.
Yeah, because like, I hope they get this sorted because I'm gonna be honest. As much as this has been my favorite volume that they probably are going to make up to this point, I don't need another volume in the Ever After. They're only doing what's necessary. We've met everyone in it. I want to be out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be back to everything else because they've gotten Blake and Yang taken care of. Jean might get some whatever.
Is pretty much Ruby and that how they got out, and that's really it.
Yeah, and Ruby is going to be getting her character turned around. We need them back into the thick of it after that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, this is cool, and this might be the coolest idea they've ever had. But let's get them back in because I want them all to be in a situation where it's not Depressionsville, USA. Even though I have criticized this show before, I have. Because every time they have Team RWBY lose, they go out of their way to make them look like pathetic dorks that shouldn't even be trying. This is the first time where when they've overdone how bad one of Team RWBY's lost, and it's been for a good purpose. So I don't know if y'all somehow saw my video. You didn't. But maybe as many people complained as I did, you learned. Because you can have a team lose badly and not have them look pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just kind of want to have the group back, and I also kind of want to see what their last costume change is going to be.
Yeah.
Unless when they come out of the Ever After, it's a new outfit.
Well,
or RWBY gets her first regardless one.
Because they're going from the winter setting to the desert. The fact that they haven't complained about it being hot in the Ever Afters a little different, but also because it means that when we get back to Vacuo, we have a very good chance of one thing happening, and it's Blake's favorite thing. And we're going to end on that. Because we might get a beach episode, baby!
Beach episode.
Dude, do it for the plot, baby!
See you all later.